Yo, what's going on, gang? Listen, we got patch notes for multiplayer and zombies from June 6th. This was from yesterday. So we have gunsmith changes. We talked about this a little bit. This is going to be for rapid fire on the AK-47. It's been properly adjusted to match the damage of the AK-47. It was just a little too cracked. That's all. It was just a little too cracked. They want to get it fixed. FFAR-1 weapon blueprints now have the appropriate number of attachments. Underbarrel launchers can now be properly equipped on the Combo Bash FFAR-1 weapon blueprint. Hudson, Mace, and Rose now properly preview at the operator select screen. Close an exploit that allows players to equip weapon camos that were not unlocked. That's been out for a really long time. The camo exploit, where I forgot exactly how you could do it. I saw like a TikTok or something about it, but basically you could go like do all these little steps and then all of a sudden you could save a class with a skin on it, whether it was dark matter or abyss, whatever it was. You could save it, but you can't do that anymore. That's been patched, which I'm not mad at. I grinded it. It only took 3 days when the game came out. We did 3 days, and not even like, oh, no life, like played all day all night. Played all day, not all night, but I did it in 3 days. I think in-game playtime was like 30 hours or something like that. We did in like 3 days. It was super light. It was honestly the weapon grind this year was light. So if you don't have dark matter and you're like it's too hard, then you're chopped, my boy. You're chopped cheese. Addressed an issue where Mastercraft icons were not being displayed for the LT10 Storm Rage weapon blueprint in the customization menu. Okay. Addressed an issue where players would see an icon next to match-made players' names instead of their level when queuing into a multiplayer match. Okay. And then for zombies, all right, here we go. Thank you to everyone who's been diving headfirst into Grief. It's been awesome watching your videos, reading your posts, and playing along with you. We're focused on moving quickly to make the mode even better and have identified several changes for today and upcoming updates based on player data. First up, melee spam. We want melee attacks to stay relevant as a mechanic to mess with enemy players, but it should not be the meta. We're taking our first step to address this by reducing the amount of flinch when hit by an enemy player melee attack. That's a really solid move by them. And making sure melee attacks from the same weapon won't apply a new stun and slow until previous stun and slow effects. So it's not going to stack. Like, you can't just like hit this man 10 times and it stacks up. It's going to be like, okay, you hit him, it wears off. You hit him again, it wears off. That's a dub. Let's see. Next length of matches, our target ceiling is around 30 minutes, and we're seeing some matches last well over an hour or two. So we've got some updates today. We've increased the number of kills required to charge Ether Shroud and Healing Aura, so they'll be less reliable as a get out of jail free option when your team's in trouble. And we'll have other changes in testing to make later rounds deadlier. We're also planning to reduce the amount of salvage in play to prevent support stacking, as well as ways to prevent gobblegum spam and further limit the number of craftable self-revives. So they're basically going to make it an actual challenge. Like, they want Grief to be a legitimate competitive thing, and I can see where like making these changes would actually make the difference. Third, oh wait, right here, length of matches. Our target ceiling is around 30 minutes, and we're seeing some matches last well over an hour or two. So we've got some updates. Today we've increased the number of kills. Oh, we just read this. What am I doing, gang? What am I doing, gang? I'm out of my gourd. All right, third, we want to make all griefs feel impactful. We're working on the best ways to increase their griefness so that weapon carousel isn't the only one you're afraid of, and to incentivize more players to capture those zones. So look for those changes in future updates. Thanks again for playing. Let us know how these new changes feel in game. So here are those changes after reading all of that. Reduce the flinch when hit by enemy player melee. Repeated melee attacks from the same weapon no longer apply a new stun and slow until previous stun are over, so they don't stack. It's not just like new. It has to go through the first. Ether Shroud and Healing Aura upgrades now take longer to charge. 240 kills for Healing Aura, 180 kills for Ether Shroud. Addressed an issue where players could occasionally lose the ability to use their weapon after Weapon Roulette. Weapon Roulette now grants players appropriate weapons. Addressed an issue where wonder weapons could unintentionally be brought into matches. Reduce the number of map icons outside the Grief area. Gang, these are the patch notes for today for multiplayer and Grief, Zombies. If you're new to the channel and enjoy the content, hit that sub button. Crush that like, and you know I'll catch you tomorrow for another heater. Let's get it, gang.